This is Scott Wilson, and I am one of your elected trustees. I have the great honor today of speaking about Andy. First, I'd like to recognize some very special people. Of course, Linda, Andy's wife, Andy's mother, Andy's daughter. I'd also like to welcome all of Andy's friends who are here today. And I'd like to recognize our island manager, Chuck Mopson, his wife, Jerry, who were very close to Andy and Linda, traveling to Hawaii to check out the Expeditions 3 that we speak from today. I'd also like to acknowledge our island staff, Melanie, Karen, Eleanor, Lloyd, Barbara, Jim, Wayne, Scott, our deckhands, AJ and Kelsey, and certainly my fellow board members, our president, Ginger Harmon, our vice president, George Alici, our secretary, Becky Snellenberg, our treasurer, Susan Dahl, my other fellow trustees, Lauren Pulaski and Bill Townsend. We also want to recognize our new full-time skipper, Captain Greg Wicks. Finally, we want to thank our Yacht and Golf Club, Commodore Mike Immel, and all the volunteers. What a beautiful and appropriate setting. Thank you all so much. Again, today it is indeed my pleasure to speak about our good friend Andy. Like all of us, I came to know him as the always smiling, always concerned skipper of our Holiday 2 and LCM 2. I was always curious as to how he managed to have that infectious, pleasant nature while exuding the professional concern regarding the operation of our island ferry, and moreover, her precious cargo that really became his flock, if you will. At the end of the day, he was, after all, our skipper, our shepherd, if you will, and that he saw many of us back and forth, week in and week out, over the magnificent waters that serve as our background today and always. That's the Andy most of us knew. I personally had the pleasure of really getting to know Andy better one November morning last year when he made the very difficult decision to cancel a trip due to weather conditions. That morning, as we discussed the weather, the boat, his decision to cancel that run, I had a chance to see into the heart of this man. And I came to understand the weight that he carried on his shoulders, on his broad shoulders, regarding the safety of all of us. Over the last several months, because my own boat was disabled, I rode the Holiday frequently and had a chance to share experiences with Andy. As he had spent time in Alaska as I had, we knew a lot of the same boats and a lot of the same places, and we had a lot of similar experiences. I didn't really know how fortunate I was during those trips. So now I'd like to take a moment and ask you to read on the scripture.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff will comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thank you, Ginger. We're now going to hear from Andy's friend, David, Lori Benson.
I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your prayers. It's truly helped me and my family.
I must, down to the seas again, to the lonely sea of the sky. All I am is a tall ship. The star is her. And the wheels kick, and the wind strong, and the white sails shaken, and the gray mist on the sea's face, and the gray dawn breaking. I must, down to the seas again, where the call of the running tide is a wild call, and a clear call, and it may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day, with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray, and the blown spume, and the seagull time. I must, down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way, and the whale's way, where the wind's like a weathered night. And all I ask is a merry yard, from the laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep, and a sweet dream, when the long trip's over. Speak well, Becky.
When I think of Andy, I think of the kind spirit which was present in every interaction he had with members of our community. And I'm sure it wasn't always easy to keep a smile on his face when some of us were impatient to get on or off the island, when we were trying to get our gas tanks filled, or annoyed at having to muzzle our dogs, or couldn't understand when we or our belongings had to be left behind on the dock when the holiday was already overloaded. Just think about all of the holiday weekends, the boating mishaps, the breakdowns, the bad weather, the dogs, the children, and the cranky passengers that Andy dealt with on a daily basis. In spite of it all, keeping a smile on his face and a good word for everyone just seemed to come naturally for him. In fact, he made it look easy. William Wordsworth said, the best portion of a good man's life is in his little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love. We've all been beneficiaries of Andy's habitual acts of kindness, but that spirit need not go unremembered, nor does the dedication, the confidence, and the character with which Andy did his job, and for which we will always be grateful. We dedicate this bell to recognize the impact of such a good man, a kind spirit, dedication to work, and love of family can have on a community. These are values that are not often enough recognized in our daily lives. These are values that Andy's memory will always hold, and which we will remember when we hear this bell. Please join me in a moment of reflection.
Gabby?